Chapter 6, Lesson 6, City Game. This lesson is a standalone. It is a vital part of the whole, but also something you can pursue independently. Most people are powerless in the city they live in. Influence goes both downwards and upwards. You can't just hold the strings above. You must also have ears below. Here, I'll give you a few simple tips you can use to increase your influence in the city you live in. The bigger the city, the more work you will have to do. And, as you'll see, often you won't be able to do all the work yourself. This is where leveraging human resources comes into play. 1. Social life. You cannot be powerful if you have no social life. The first step is to improve your social life. Before anything else, go out and check as many restaurants as you can. You could visit 3 different restaurants a week. Check the nightclubs, check the bars, check every social place. The expensive ones and the cheap ones, the popular ones and the not so popular ones, the ones in the middle of town and the ones on the outskirts of town. You only need to go to each one once. Twice is better. Once you've done this, you've added location knowledge to your arsenal. Every time you go to each one of these places, ensure you get the staff to like you instantly. This is easy. Just tip heavy and be friendly. People who work in places like these meet a lot of people daily. Most of the people they meet are not nice. Some don't even notice them. Very few tip. They'll love you for it. A stranger comes in smiling and giving them money. You'll be memorable quickly. Once you've got the matter of knowing places and getting the ones you're interested in down, next is to start on the important stuff. 2. Strings above. You want to get to meet important people. Where do you meet these people? In social settings. The expensive ones. When you want to be off the radar, you go to the outskirts of town or not so popular places. When you want to network, you go to high-end establishments. This is why you need to know practically everywhere in the city. You'll meet the people that truly make a difference at the expensive restaurants and bars, not the cheap roadside ones. But of course, you already knew we were going to spend some money to gain influence. You just need to get acquainted with 2 or 3 of them, and if they like you, it'll be easy to gain access with more people within their network. Very importantly, you must offer some sort of value in return for their time. Powerful people, especially those in political offices, aren't interested in just being friends with you. They must benefit something from it. Everybody wants their time. You must make it worth their while. 3. Ears below. You can't just start associating with top-class people from out of nowhere. If you don't already hold some sort of influence, they will rarely be interested in you. A simple way to gain their interest is to influence them first. Those street rats, the ones nobody gives a fuck about, but also the ones that can get those dirty jobs no important person wants to do themselves. Yes, those people. Get to them. Before you start your movement on the top, deal with the bottom first. Befriend one and take them partying. Spend some money on them and they'll be all over the place. You don't even need to spend a lot of money, just enough to impress them. Don't just go with anyone, though. Get the one who influences the rest of them. If you have the leader under you, you're automatically the leader of the rest. These guys know where you can get all sorts of illegal stuff. Not that you'll need it, but they are pawns that can come in very handy. When dealing with politicians, these people come in very handy. I cannot overemphasize the do the dirty work for you part. Now, here's the thing. Once you know the bottom well, you can smoothly, casually display this when meeting with someone from the top. It is enticing for them because they cannot go to these places themselves. You, however, are not yet influential, so you can. You must be careful not to come across as a peasant, though. Dress excellently. Have class. Never ask them for a favor. Instead, offer to do something for them for free. It should be something they can't do themselves. You figure that out. 4. Getting people to do what you want. Meeting anybody within your territory of influence immediately increases your perceived value. The sort of reception you get matters, and it must be great. Before we continue, let's do a brief detour on how to get people to do what you do. Get people to do your bidding. Here is how to get people to do what you want more often than not. 1. Mutual interest. This is the first thing to consider before you ask someone for anything. What do you have to offer? How can this person benefit from the thing you are asking them to do? If there is an angle, use it. Highlight what they stand to gain more than what you stand to gain. When a person asks you to let them work for you for free, know that there is an angle. This is a strategy most copywriters and graphic designers use. They'll offer you a free sample and ask for a review after. Both of you win. You get a good design, and all you need to do is give an honest review. They'll use your review for social proof to get paying clients. Now, don't be naive to think that this person was doing this from the goodness of their heart. They may like you, but this is business. Good feelings don't pay bills. Again, highlight what the person stands to benefit more than what you stand to benefit. You don't start by asking for a review and telling them how much it would mean to you and how you're in desperate need of it. Then offer to even do a free sample for them just so you can get the review. The way to do it is to offer a free sample for them and then afterwards casually ask for a review, just like it were a minor detail since they enjoyed the work. Works like a charm. 2. Potential utility. You can get people to do things for you by indirectly highlighting what you can do for them. If you have a Lamborghini, most people will help you out with directions if you asked. If you're walking on foot, most people would ignore you if you approached them. The guy with the Lambo is viewed as rich, and rich equals resources equals can be useful to me. Similarly, if you highlight what you can do for someone, they'll help you out with just about anything. A good writer asking his friend who is a blogger for a favor would be a good fit because he could potentially write for his blogger friend. In the blogger's eye, his friend has utility. Of course, you can't always learn what people specialize in for the sake of utility, but you can ingrain the idea that you have utility in people's minds, making it easier for you to get them to do what you want. Everybody does what the guy who pays bills at the bar wants. If he wants to go get some girls, everybody follows. If he wants to get just one girl for himself, everybody will have to accept. If you're not okay with it, pay the bills. Nobody complains because they aren't interested in paying the bills. The fact that the rest of the crew knows that he's the one to do XYZ for them makes them feel inclined to agree to what he wants. 3. Rewards. The second point was good, but this is better. Rewards are a way of getting people to do what you want much faster than the above two. You ask somebody to do a little something, and once you do it, you send a little money their way to say thank you. You're not paying them per se, you're just showing appreciation. The next time you ask them to do something, they will be eager to do so. regardless of whether you send dollars or not. Being appreciative makes people feel inclined to do what they want. By appreciative, I do not mean saying thank you, but demonstrating it. If you want people to do what you want, but aren't willing to extend a few of your resources, then sorry to break it to you, you're in for a Herculean struggle. If you tip people that work for you, they'll put in more effort to meet your standards and see that you're satisfied with their work. Tip the dry cleaner, and they'll wash and iron your clothes first, even if you brought yours last. Tip the waiter regularly, and you'll always get a table, even if all the tables are booked. Rewards motivate people to please you. If you thought this thread was about using dark psychology to manipulate people, then sorry to disappoint you. Psychology works in different ways, and understanding human nature will help you go a long way. Sometimes the simple things are ignored because they aren't as interesting as the dark stuff. This is why so many struggles in social relations. Now, back to the topic at hand, the city game, the fifth point. 5. Gain access to anything. The people at the top will get you access to certain things, and the people at the bottom will get you access to certain things. Both ways, you'll need money. You cannot maintain influence without money. Your lifestyle has to be up to a certain standard. You should be able to get anything anybody can get in your city, legal or illegal. 6. Have soldiers. No, I'm not talking about bodyguards. I'm talking about loyal friends who can turn up in an emergency to settle scores real quick. When you're in danger, they should be able to turn up fast. Roll with these guys. Do things for them. This is also why you need money for this. A bonus point is to know the bouncers at the clubs you visit. The best place to meet these people is at the gym. When you know each other from the gym and you meet at the club, there's a certain camaraderie and mutual respect that cannot be gotten from any other place. They'll have your back when shit goes down, and you in turn can be confident that the people rolling with you don't have much to worry about when you go out. Go to the gym. The benefits are numerous and plentiful. Let's do a recap of all the points to keep in mind for City Game. Social life and basic influence should be in check. Know the top by having something to offer. Know the bottom by spending a little money. Work on knowing, specifically, people who can gain access to certain things that aren't so easy to get. Have soldiers. Once you've perfected this, you will no longer have to turn up to the bottom so often. You can hit the leader, and he'll turn up and meet you wherever you are. At a certain point, there are certain places you shouldn't be seen at. Your movement has to be both discreet and with class.